Hello folks and welcome back to Craic News with James Downey. Today we have a fantabulous guest, Mr. Conall Rimes. How you doing?
I'm good, James. Good to be here. Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Awesome. So we're going to jump into some news stories, right?
Right on.
I'm sure you've probably seen Mr. Vladimir Putin has just had a landslide election in Russia.
Yeah, no, I actually heard about that recently. Yeah, I've got a lot of, in my job here, a lot of international news, so to speak. So work with a lot of students. Yeah, pretty much a spy, yeah.
KGB.
You've decided me now. That's it. This is the last time I'll ever be on camera.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you, right, so what would you rather be, right? Like, would you want to be the dictator or the prime minister or the president of a country, or would you rather be like a world famous entertainer?
Listen, oh my goodness. So either dictator or world famous like entertainer.
I feel like I think like the negative side to being like say you were like a famous Harry Styles kind of guy.
That's true. And
then the paparazzi are after you. You don't have that power to wipe them out.
No.
If you're Putin,
well, like I'm sure if Harry Styles put the hit out on someone, it'd be over. Like, you know, you'd be looking in every direction. You know, I would maybe think dictator, but just because I think I would look good in leather, you know. And you always see those like
you would go
no heart. You see those like
even though the negative connotations with previous dictators, you'd still go full leather. Yeah,
I'd have the drip. Like I'd be like, that's why not, you know. Or I could maybe just wear a bunch of jumpers, really mix it up for world dictatorships. But see, you know, I'm always thinking like just those portraits and they'll get they really got the drip going on. Like you can't be a good dictator unless you've got like a good PR team. It really goes.
I just feel like it never really ends well for them.
You gotta get some good. No, it doesn't really. It's always a pain in the head. Like
I never heard of a dictator who's just kind of passed away peacefully and.
No, but entertainer might be good, but I suppose it would depend what line of work you're going on. Like, you thinking like you gonna be world famous forever, or am I gonna be hitting like 60 in Vegas, like singing shows, or doing 5 minutes?
I can see that happen for you.
Like, I've caught in a trap. It's like you're still in the groom room, Conall. You may get back in there. Like,
okay, so it's all like I don't want to get too much into all the conflict that's happening in the world, but what do you do for? What do you think about like the possibility of World War III?
World War III, I think there's going to be a lot of lads in basic training being like, oh mate, I was crack at Modern Warfare. You know, they're like, I'm we getting mad 360s lad, and then they're going to be flipping dead in 5 minutes. But like World War III, I think it's going to happen. But
you think it is going to happen?
I think it is. The world's time's a flat circle, like. But
so what would happen? Like World War III, we're just here right now. World War III is about to happen.
Kicking off right now.
Kicking off.
Right.
What do you do in terms of like UK government says they're conscribing, so they're what I'm for me personally, I'm running across the border straight away. What do you do?
See, to be honest, if it goes down the line of like, if I agree with their political opinions, like we're fighting these guys for, you know, if it's straight up like, it was like, oh, these guys are the Nazis, it's like, okay, like that's pretty evil, like, but obviously the way the world is, like, it's not black and white, obviously. So I think going down south would be not a bad idea.
I mean, I presume if I ran down south and if it's World War III, it's going to spread there anyway.
True. But Ireland's neutral, basically.
Yeah, but it's like a bomb like during World War II and all that. So I think.
Who didn't? So like, you know. It's like, that's the problem. But like, I suppose, I don't know, you need some dad stories, so why not? You know what I mean?
Okay, fair enough. That's fair. I'll move on to the second story, right? This is more of a local story happening in the UK. So a man has appeared in court charged with committing sexual offences on corpses in the UK. Yeah. His name was Damon Tingay.
Tingay?
Oh, yeah. Tingay.
He just imagined the chat in the office, but like, I thought Tingay was dead on. I was like,
but like, what do you think? What do you think drives these people?
He might be a big fan of like the Michael Jackson video from Thriller, but like, it could just be a really big Twilight fan. It's like, I need someone pale, like dead pale. You know, that's what you're into, like into someone.
I was just thinking, like the amount of reputation that's going to be gone there if you're caught. You know, if someone walks in, it's bad enough. You know, as a teenager, you walked in.
I'd rather be dead.
And you're caught having a cheeky ham shank, or you know, if you're in a relationship, someone walks in, you're like, this is a bit embarrassing. But making love to someone who's
dead,
no heartbeat there, like.
There's no real, nothing going on. No.
I wonder if he was well, it says here he was like charged, but like
charged.
Put it this way: as a alive person now, if I say to you, like, you know, see when you're dead, someone's going to be doing there. Would you mind? Like,
I think I'd be flattered, to be honest.
Exactly.
I'm like, I've still got it going on even after I'm like cold as slipping ice. So why not?
I wonder what way it works with consent.
You probably shake hands and it's like, yeah, that's okay. You know, it's like, all right, that still counts.
There was no not consent.
Well, then again, what's the question of like, have they donated their body to science? Like, is there a separate category like then donate your body to perverts?
Exactly.
But like, can you imagine being the guy cashing them out? Like, he just like 10 gay. What are you doing, lad? Get down from her. Come on.
Not again.
He's like 10 gay for flip's sake.
What about maybe like on your card donor, and then
organ donor. Oh man.
But
like, tell me this: you wouldn't heat up a sandwich in the ground? Like, you wouldn't dig up a sandwich and still eat it? You know what I mean? Or a sandwich that's been sat there for months. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, that it's a lot of dead flesh isn't good for you. Like,
no.
So to go in and do that, there must be something wrong.
100%.
Hope all the best for 10K in the future. Hope he
10K
moves on to more alive people.
Yeah.
Right, the third and final story on this. Do you have any stories to bring up?
I've nothing at the moment. You kind of shot me out of the water with the Red and Dead people, so nothing at the moment going on.
Okay, so legislation to block the next generation of smokers has just passed.
Yes,
have you seen that?
Yeah, I have no part about this. Yeah.
Right, so just for anyone who does a bit of context, it's actually going to be completely illegal for anyone born after 2009.
2009, like,
to smoke at all.
Yeah, it's a big step, like, but I suppose it's one of those ones, like, I know obviously this is not trying to agree with the British government, God forbid, but like, for plenty, like, they're trying to make a difference anyway.
Yeah.
People will still smoke, but it's going to be harder anyway, so it's important to me, and you'll feel even more like a cool guy when someone asking you, like, from someone like what 2009, not even a few years.
But does that?
Ago,
I don't know if you know this. So that means, right, anyone who's born after 2009 can't smoke.
Yeah.
But does that mean, like, someone born before that? There's going to be two different sets of people. Is that what that means? Someone can.
We can still smoke.
But even if you're like, so in about 30 years' time, if you're like 90, you can smoke, but the 40 or 50-year-old can't.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I suppose then it's just,
Are you a smoker?
Occasionally, I try not to be, but
see,
the vapes
I feel like
for
it's going to affect you in a positive way. Like, I used to like casually smoke
Mm-hmm.
after like nights out when you're drinking and stuff, and I would wake up the next morning after smoking a night out and feel awful. Right, my mouth was disgusting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to do this again. Then you get blocked, and then you
You're like,
wake up,
yeah.
your mouth still feels that way. And I was like, I can't really help it. It just happens. See, I my lung ended up collapsing. See, as soon as my lung collapsed, I mean, it was so easy to quit.
Yeah, no, that's kind of like, that's like losing a toe to diabetes. Like, yeah, maybe I should get a Big Mac today. Like,
But it was, I was like, I actually think I smoked not long after, and my lung was killing me. And I was like, see, once there's a bit of pain involved, like,
it's alright.
I was like,
It's a sweet tickle.
But I was like, it was so easy to go off it after.
Swallowed a filter. That's all it is. No, I 100%. But like, smoking's just like, well, it's just when you're just, I'm the same. As soon as I have a pint, I'm just like, that's not too bad. Like, and what is that, a cancer stick? I was like, yes, this will give you cancer. Like, that doesn't sound too bad. Like,
I like that. I think we're both on the same page with it's.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. It's good.
It's just pure pleasure. Like, anybody who's like, oh, I smoke to, like,
But what about
feel
vaping?
my mind. Vaping's the next step. It's very more futuristic, but like, people are like, oh, I love the flavors. I love the flavors. Like,
That's a big thing of it. They say it's like they're going to ban certain flavors because the flavors are like
enticing,
attracting kids,
No,
or like
100%.
younger people and stuff.
Even me too. I'm 26 years of age. I'll see one like a blueberry gummy bear. Like, that sounds lethal. Like, what is that? I don't know if we totally.
The smells are weird. It smells like a raspberry shit itself. To be honest with you,
it smells like they committed suicide by just jumping on a car battery. I was like, what happened to these raspberries? Like, electrocuted.
But the weird thing about vaping, right? See, when vaping first came out, was it primarily like to help smokers? That's the vibe that I got.
Get off people, yeah.
But now I've seen, so gigging in the bars, like mostly doing music, I've seen way more people vape than, like, people are running about with it in there, like, and then indoors. But I'm like, is it a step backwards? Because they had like the smoking ban indoors, and then I don't really see many young people smoking. But vaping is like, I'm talking Jesus, like, I think it's 1 in every 5 young people.
At least every 5 people. But like, you're so right, because like, when I was vaping really heavily, like a few months ago.
Oh, you okay? You're a big vapor boy, yeah.
I was big vapist. I actually had a lanyard I got from work, and I was like, I've got the spare lanyard. And I just hooked it on my vape. I was literally it was like a horse feeder thing. I was just sitting there playing Xbox, doing washing, whatever.
Jesus. But what about like the physical effects of vape? I don't think I've vaped that I can really remember. But like, what do you feel like there's a difference between in your lungs? Like my dad, I think when he smokes there's an e-cigarette as well, isn't there?
You can get e-cigarettes.
He thinks that he's been done the e-cigarette, and he goes he can feel like less coughing, less like if he's running up the stairs, less heavy on your lungs. But what about vaping?
See, I think with vaping, especially because I think e-cigarettes came about first, but that was purely to get people off vapes or get off smoking entirely. Yeah. But like, when you're saying about physical effects, to be honest, this is so childish to me to think of, but I still remember being a kid, maybe about 16, 15, and seeing people just smoking. You're like, cool as hell.
And that's you thought they looked cool?
No, you're like, that guy looks cool as hell.
Oh, no.
But that's just the young and dumb. But even then, like, you've never seen anybody smoking a vape and be like, that's the coolest guy ever. It's always,
Awesome, cool. Conall Rimes, thank you very much for coming on.
My pleasure, bro. Absolute pleasure.
And
It's all good.
oh Jesus, look at this. You're looking so uncool. You're talking about looking cool.
always
Smoking
uncool.
and handshakes ruin my life.
No handshakes make or break everything. Like, how many times you'll see someone like, "Hey man, what's happening?" You're like, yeah. I'm just like, I'll see you later. Just finger guns all the way. It's more simpler than a handshake. Like, I'll see you later, bro. It's not
We've
happening.
been Craic News. I've talked about Putin. We've talked about people shagging corpses. And we've talked about getting rid of cigarettes. I'll see you all next time. Fingerprints.